We inherit posture before belief. We become what we repeat. I can't get the words to fall in line. Just another one of those times. Bounce from wall to wall in the infinitesimal corridors of a hollow mind. One more time, focus, speak your mind. We all play the role, the one we stole, written into the soul. False idols and staggering pole. Fathers, immutable men. Preach a code they never pen. Broken boys, shifting the digital toy. Cybernetic sin, leaving the mothers to bloom. Unfinished men. We inherit posture before belief. We become what we repeat. Keep the current, don't fall into a rhyme this time. Look at the mirror and see his face, an empty space with no trace. Bright eyes, deadpan, dying inside. More goddamn lies, here I weave a pen to distance myself from the click, as if what I say is wise, but everyone can see behind fancy lies. No better than them, a fool to be clear. Fear, adhere, pattern. We inherit posture before belief. We become what we repeat. Let me say it clear. You can reside in stillness and action. Everybody wants mercy, few practice maintenance. It's a reaction. All these men scream about legacy when they can't even sit still in a quiet room, but isolation curdles when left untouched. The mind starts feeding on itself. Memory loops, ego blooms fungal in the dark. What good is discipline if it reinforces only the self? A bridge carries weight in both directions. That's the part they omitted. Strength is not independent. Strength is becoming reliable enough that another human being can rest for a moment beside you. Can't you see me? Can't you see me? And the life I live is hard to define. I lack the language, the breath, the time. Ever mourn the loss of a mother never met, face never seen. No silhouette left, just gave birth and dispersed in the blur. Another woman took the title without saying a word. I wore it 16 years like stitched skin. You never blame me once for where I've been. Never flamed, never folded, just held the weight quiet while the house corroded. You knew the shape but not the source. Love without blood still carry force. I learned early lineage fractures. Names are just symbolic capture. People vanish long before departure, still leave residue in the architecture of black sheep. Repeat, repeat. Things change but they stay the same, with or without name. Him, them, him, them. Can't you see me? Can't you see me? The boy I was never belong. Lied to, beat down, taught truth was wrong. Locked in rooms with a furnace chest. Pressure in the ribs, no place for rest. Lying down the spine, the only truth I found was mine. My own hand, right divine, while the world kept speaking in pantomime. Thoughts drip wax off the page and strands. Circumstantial tax on collapsing plans. Abysmal stance, lost in the trance state of ego. Discuss the robust, lace the house in webs of comfort and dust. Distort, retort, reframe the report. Confess too late, long after the self-seal shut the gate. Protect the core through ritual posture. Then wonder why connection falters. A black sheep. Repeat, repeat. Things change but they stay the same, with or without name. Him, them, the him, them, them. Can't you see me? It's been 2 years since I seen my mother's face. Still alive, still occupying space somewhere adjacent. The blood and kin while I orbit outside what I should have been. Even out with the love I received, the structure, the insight, the things I believe. I'm still that black sheep, still dragging that sequence on repeat. I can't sift through albums, laminated posts. Smiles arranged for the ones held close. A family tableau where I never cohere, just a blur at the edge for a cycle of years. The irony fractures me clean and forceful. Parents, 2 sisters till the motion need divorce. No holidays, no familiar refrains, no calls cutting through on the difficult days. Just a residue with the boy I failed to become. A silhouette swallowed by everyone. And maybe that's why I write like this, trying to excavate meaning from abandonment. Gene. Dreams of a rapist, predatory design, and a woman state raised under institutional grime. My sister never met the surname, never wore sections of my past I can't retrieve anymore. Pots in the sink, pill bottles and drawers, holes in the drywall. Night spent at war, then carried through a house, put the love and sedation. Warmth mixed with chemical degradation. Father and mother by title and bow, but trauma moves silently room to room through a house. A sister tied close to my biological mother. Heroin threading veins through one another. All those connections yet unhelped form, like standing in the crowd through an electrical storm. Every bridge built came malformed. Every safe place carried another swarm. And so I learned isolation is functional posture. Silence is doctrine, distance is armor. 10 toes planted through collapse and departure. If blood made family, I would've had one. Instead I got memory gaps and adaptation. Still I stand here, untranslated, trying to make coherence from fragmentation. A black sheep, repeat. Things change, but they stay the same, with or without name. Him, them, him, them. Can't you see me? Can't you see me? I'll stand alone until defeat, but time repeats. And maybe at the end of that road, you and I finally meet. The pattern just needs to break, rate, matter, spatter, shake, quiver, wake, shatter, hate, create, fate, another goddamn mandate, spiral, mathematical, musculospiral, strain, flex, hesitate, synthetic, prosthetic, rhymes, minds, more lines on lines, rhythmic display, algorithmic, anti-arrhythmic, erratic, circle the drain, sprain, rot, decay, one more fucking day, it rings day to day, over and over, screaming dreams, sunbeams, mind's eyes, why does it say, a letter I dip, pen, where is in, the product of me is a progression, a regression, in the blood, in the bone, a throne, a tone, aggression wave, so it may say, hey, subtemporal decompression, ratio of a geometric progression, the world's oldest profession, boldest declaration, a lie that flies by, radical expression, youthful indiscretion, paleo impression, judicial confession, freedom of expression, debtor in possession, angle of depression, clinical depression, came into possession, immunodepression, present sense impression, dense, sorry, repentance. Fuck, will it temper today? I face the man I can never be. I work myself in wisdoms I don't own. In words, so many goddamn words, pretty and refined, bold. I warp them like a mantle, end up on a sunken throne, weeping stone, shed iron walls, drape myself thin, afraid of the dismantle at the end. Hate, create, then send a contradiction, a prediction, predication. The results in display, in the spine of the words they say. I ran from the kid, I was a boy, that was I wrote kingdoms where I could control the gods, the women, fate. Outcome, my structure and iron keep with so many fucking walls. Rusted halls, rusting steel, rent in defeat. Never to compete, tandem, repeat. Co-enogamy, a contradiction, a prediction, predication. The results in display, in the spine of the words I say. I wear anger like a crown, it beds under my skin, stitched into the fabric of being. Intentions, resplendence, abstentions, transcendence. Fuck it! I spiral, ricochet, jurisprudence. Hey, don't retreat into the wordplay. Look at the text, face it right here today. You are a contradiction, a prediction, predication. The results in display, in the spine of the words we say. It does not get better, but we press on anyway. One more day. Hey, 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 hey. Mm-hmm. all got things to say, let them say 'em anyway. Everything, every day just moves from yesterday to today. On the back of the stream of words they display. You can hit tomorrow with momentum you borrow. Offset by sorrow, syntax through the Tegmentum. The words we build are cages we must break and spill from. So we take pills and fill the mind, smoke until we choke just to accept fate in time. Desolate our own minds just to find the reason, the rhyme. We're just another line, so we fall into the shrine. We lose control of the self, but we were never the shepherd, just framed in a pen. We are the herd, we sit behind tired eyes, watching the ship pilot itself. Clean the ego to drive, to say we mattered, we were here. But in the dark the facts are clear, free will was never defined well. You're a product of pattern, comfort, ego. Maybe that's what it means to be man still. There are moments where we resist the pattern, the programming. Brief moments of clarity where free will actually lives before it decays again. There's this misunderstanding floating around me, and I gotta say, I'm flattered by the things they say, but I gotta speak clean and clear. I live by the warrior's code, from the rings of Musashi through Bushido. I don't speak peace, I embody restraint. There's a difference between calm and being too afraid. Most men want love, validation, applause. I just wanna stand tall when the curtain gets drawn. Discipline carved every scar in my frame. I learned lost young, now I walk with the weight. If fate's a blade, then press it to me. Iron only learns what it is through heat. The shattering self! You ever wonder why a boy would build himself a playpen of pretend? I can tell you where it went wrong, it could be a wiring in the back of my mind. Manic, bipolar, depressive, ADHD, a mind that can't unwind. But it could have been the heroin injected in my retarded brain when I was 4. Another man's plaything. The worst part is it does not even sting, it's just another line to sing. Sometimes I confess my mind is not okay, oh no. What did I just say? Oh, so the chorus goes, sitting still. Tell me, what do you feel? Do you feel? The story does not improve with time, from city to town. Always a new sight for young eyes. I recall a New Mexico sand on a porch in Seattle, Oregon. Landing in Long Beach, broken in, fingers deep in the arcade. Squirt, squirm, repeat, my mind never right. Anger brimming in the veins when I was 9. Got arrested, pulled a knife from my mother. Spent the night in a cell at age 10. I was committed into the recycle bin. Put them in small bus, barbed wire, a danger to self. So admitted, work knitted, counterfeited, preacher admitted. Get out of my head, my fucking head. Sitting still. Tell me, what do you feel? Do you feel? The words I said, the words that spill from my head. I am here begging to be wrong, but every trial I fucking survive when everyone else has died. How Benjamin and I collapse while I drag my feet. I speak, yes I speak in a pattern. Finger of Saturn, stinger, not this time. Use your eyes, tell me what is it you see. I see a boy who never got to grow, so words he sows. Vows he writes into the sky, afraid of the silence between us. I can sit in the still, I can feel, stare into the dark. Trace sparks that right and light the way, burying what you might find when you map my mind. Sitting still. Tell me, what do you feel? Do you feel? stillness. Breathe in the stillness. The high. Breathe in the stillness. Breathe out, breathe safe. Breathe in the stillness. Oh, break, create, break. Da 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 What is a man? Is it the things he built? There is a trace of him here in the etching, woven in the thing his hands have planned, webbed into the river built things, a family, proximity to self. What is the title we paint over our skin? Sin, pretend we can render alone a tone, but no heart is made of stone. Unbeknown to self, actualization, an entire nation. See to the need, fellow man, share consent. Valorous intent, a nation of man, crumbling plans one by one. So I will stand. The right, the rule, the way we map the topology, bearing without design. A cast green, unkind world where the strong reside. We wove our home for the sick, broken, just the world's lesson, a token. So we spoke law, rights to contrast the night of unyielding man. We wrote it all down, but forgot how to read. A nation in need, news feed. See to the need, fellow man, shared consent. Valorous intent, a nation of man, crumbling plans one by one. We must stand. Oh goddamn, we pen, we rage into the dark, shouting at every spark and afraid of the light, but reside in the darkest night, call it home, because we lack the will to step into the light. It's all about me, don't you see? How can it be anything other than me? That's the goddamn lie we swallow. It's not just about rights, it's about what you offer. We all want the freedom, but never the cost. So I step into the light, let you see all of me. Sorry. See to the need, fellow man, share consent. Valorous intent, a nation of man, crumbling plans one by one. We must stand. Standing naked before your eye, you can see every scar, every wound to my ego that need to be seen, heard. Cling to words to confirm there rides a soul, something alive, but it's what I tell myself to thrive or cope. I spoke with crooked coughs on things I choke, but under this light we all lie. We perform, we speak, we write it time and time again. Amen. See to the need, fellow man, share consent. Valorous intent, a nation of man, crumbling plans one by one. So I will stand. Oh God, what did they pen? Those better men lock one once wrote. As far as this consciousness can be extended backwards to any past action or thought, so far it reaches the identity of that person. But I say power must wear a leash. We leash power and it leashes us. The self and the other in tandem, hand in hand. It does not promise tomorrow, but it does put their power in divine. The hand you call mine, that I call yours. So the story goes, oh it goes. See to the need, fellow man, share consent. Valorous intent, nation of man, crumbling plans one by one. So I will stand among my